Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
Mantis.
and today we are talking sexist against Supergirl. Now, I know this has been a couple weeks since the actress playing Supergirl, Milly Alcock, made some rather unsettling comments for some people. But we were waiting to do the video. We wanted to see what the backlash was going to be, if there were going to be any other comments that were said, and who all chimed into it before we did our video. Because got some things to say, and this one might get a little heated here. Mantis, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's just get on into it because we've got a lot to discuss and not a lot of time to discuss it in. Okay, guys, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure by now, again, it's been about 2 weeks, most are aware, the actress going to be playing Supergirl in the upcoming Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Milly Alcock, who was also the star of House of the Dragon on HBO Max. Little plug there. We don't make any money from that though. She had gone on social media and she had said some comments in regards to basically saying that, I guess the backlash she's already received for being Supergirl or getting ready to portray Supergirl in a movie, she said that kind of, it makes her, you know, aware that it just existing in this space as a woman uh is something that people comment on, right? And that we have become very, very accustomed, very comfortable with having this weird ownership over women's bodies. She's like, I can't really stop them. I can only be myself. Now, Mantis and I have many times said we understand, and we went through this, and there are people, I won't say a lot or a little because I don't have data to back that up, but there are people that feel like this kind of stuff here is what started the downfall of the MCU, right? Is because you start focusing too much on gender politics and all of these other things that we don't care about. We just want good movies, right? That's when things go downhill. As long as you can have those views in your personal life, right? I don't even really care if you say them and you want to
Yeah.
post it on Twitter. That's fine, as long as
Fair.
they're not in the movie. Right?
Yeah.
Don't inject your
Absolutely.
own personal stuff into the movie. Keep that shit out of the movies. However, that then spawned because again, she was commenting to the backlash she was getting for being Supergirl. Well, that spawned a different wave of backlash. Mantis, I know I see your face. You've got a lot to say about this.
I just don't understand what backlash she was getting. Because like the quote, if this is her quote, her quote is saying, it definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. What is she referencing? Like, one, it definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something people. You telling me people didn't comment on David Cornsweat becoming Superman?
He
Are
took
you
heavy
shitting me?
criticism.
What the fuck is she talking about? Like, yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, people are gonna have an opinion on it. Like, uh, duh. I just feel like this is a stupid asinine comment. Now we've become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I don't know if she's referencing some creeper tweet she got from some lonely man in his mother's basement. I live in my sister's basement. Type of thing. I don't know. That's all out there too. Like fucking random women on Twitter or on social media get those comments. What the fuck is she talking about? Like she thinks she's omitted from that because she's a celebrity or in a movie? No.
Well,
Like people are creeps everywhere. It doesn't matter.
so there was a lot of. I'll give two examples here from the DC, universe of live action stuff that there's been a lot of backlash when in the Supergirl on the CW TV show, Melissa Benoist's character. I apologize if I butchered her last name. I'm pretty sure that's how it
Sure.
is, but we're moving past that. she got a lot of heat, and not necessarily her, but CW took a lot of heat because I think it's in the I don't know if it's the last or second to last, is in the later seasons. She's in like a full like pantsuit. I mean, it looks like a Superman outfit, right? It's not the skirt anymore, right? And took a lot of heat because a lot of people were like, I say a lot, people were commenting saying, "Oh, that's not the Supergirl outfit. She's supposed to be in the skirt. This, that, and the
True.
other." Which true, I agree with. Like, I like seeing the traditional. Now, to be fair, they film in like British Columbia. They film in freaking Canada. So for
Yeah.
somebody who spends much of a year filming outdoors in Canada, like the utility of having a full pants, like a full suit instead of a skirt. Yes, and she makes the comment, that's a great suit because it's warm, instead of being super cold. I get that. Took a lot of heat over that. Wonder Woman 1984, where they put her in the full suit of armor and it wasn't the skirt anymore. People were like, "Oh, we like seeing her look like Wonder Woman," and there was this whole like the thought, at least, was to some
Mhm.
of the people commenting was that, oh, they're just trying to make her, put on pants and take away the skirt and the sexy looking outfit because you don't want to objectify the women. Again, I'm not saying that was
Probably true.
everybody or whomever.
Probably true though. Probably true though.
Okay, it probably was. Here's the thing though, like, okay, yes, guys are gonna look at Gal Gadot in her skirt and be like, yes, she's hot, she's super attractive. We like seeing her like that. I don't necessarily need to see her in a full suit of armor looking like, RoboCop style. Like, yeah, I'd rather see her in the skirt because it's what I think of when I traditionally think of Wonder Woman and how she
Let
looks.
let's just portray to the instincts of men here. Comic books are mostly for men, right? What is wrong with seeing attractive women? I don't understand the problem with this.
Well, and here's my thing I have with women of today in these situations, and I won't say all, these particular ones making these comments, right? Is they act like they're hypersexualized by men and we're being super sexist and oh, we don't want
Mhm.
to see a female superhero. We don't want to see, a strong female superhero. Here's the thing. Okay. Superman or a girl debuted in 1959, like May of 1959. Okay. So you're talking about 21 years after Superman did, and she's basically a cloned character of Superman. What I mean is she came from the same
Mhm.
planet, destroyed planet, lost everything. She has the same kind of powers. It just seems like she's a female version. Now, in
Right.
1959, when she released, yes, she was a big hit and all of this, but to the people who are Superman fans, and granted, I wasn't born in that time, so I don't know how it was, but for me, growing up with Superman, he's my favorite character. I don't really care about Supergirl. I don't need to see another Kryptonian with the same backstory and the same power set, right? Just give me Superman. That doesn't make me sexist. That just means I like my favorite character. Okay. I don't
Right.
care to see a female. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to go see a girl and keep wanting to call her Superwoman, but she's not. That is Lois Lane in the comics
It's
as
the
who becomes
titles.
Superwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm surprised they're not pushing for that, right? I don't. It's that I'm not as interested in the character because I already have Superman, right? It has nothing to do
I
with being sexist.
Yeah, that this whole thing about ownership of own bodies, I can't stop. Like, I don't know. Like again, it's hard to tell what she's referencing. Maybe there's a specific tweet. She doesn't say what it is, so I don't know. I'm just guessing at this. But again, it's like Supergirl. Whether she's in a pantsuit, women or men are going to be attracted to women that are like showing skin. This is biology. This is nothing new. This has been known on the planet forever. This is common. This is expected. It's not objectifying them. Just because men would rather, like, if you just put those two together, like, let's say Supergirl in a skirt and Supergirl wearing a pantsuit, okay? Because men want to see the Supergirl in a skirt and not the Supergirl in a pantsuit doesn't mean they're objectifying women. They find her attractive because she's showing leg. It's literally that simple. I don't understand. It's not saying she just instantly becomes unattractive in the pantsuit. It's objectively true that she's more attractive in the skirt. That's what it is.
She is, but here's the thing. I wouldn't have cared. I mean, it'd have been nice, like it'd been from an attractive standpoint, but like Lois is in pantsuits the entire time in the new Superman movie, and I'm good with that because that fits her character, right?
Sure.
Like if you put Lois in a skirt in that movie, I'd have been that's a little weird. Now, Rachel Brosnahan is hot, so I've been like I'm okay with it to a degree of the overall just aesthetics, right? But
Yeah.
I'm like that doesn't fit her character, and I would have been like, that's not Lois, right? She wouldn't do that
Sure.
unless she was going
But
undercover.
but let's say she was in a bathing suit in a scene, you'd be like, "That's fucking hot. That's awesome. We need more of that." True. Like, I'm not saying it has to fit. I'm not saying that let's put Supergirl in a pantsuit to do this narrative, or let's put Supergirl in a skirt to do this narrative. I'm just saying objectively, whatever your reasons are for it, it doesn't matter. One is going to get more eyeballs than the other. Like, it just is.
Well, and here's the thing. Where I lose my patience with this is that women in seemingly well I'll say that I'm gonna just say this fuck it I don't care like there's this double standard that women today will use their looks to get these positions and this and they're like oh yeah like I'm gonna get this because I'm hot but then get mad if that's portrayed
Why
right
they
or
got there?
they
Yeah.
got there like the whole casting couch thing right it became like you made the choice to sleep with the fucking director to get the part and then you're like 20 years later you're like I didn't want to have to do you just don't want to take accountability for your actions right and I'm going to show
Right.
this here because this is a clip here guys and I apologize I understand that 99% of this channel is men that watch this so you're going to see a lot of dude here in this clip but there's a point to it okay so Mantis, I'm going to share this right
All right.
All
now.
types of apples. In this picture, Chris is holding a Honey Crisp apple.
So this is Ellen interviewing them, playing a game, and there's a couple of different clips.
Wait, what am I looking at?
See, all the women are cheering, even Scarlett's like,
Chris
what am I
used to
looking
work
at?
Disneyland,
And she
in
asks
this
Scarlett
picture,
regular
he's helping a
questions.
child reach for
But
a
when it comes to
lost
Chris,
balloon.
all she shows is shirtless pictures of him.
This is fine.
This is fine. This isn't
After
objectifying
freezing
how he
in the
looks.
Iceman, but
Right.
in this picture,
I'm talking
he
over it
was
because the words are really pointless.
caliente.
But again, it's nothing but him in different shirtless shirts.
So,
Now this is
just in
her with Chris
case
Hemsworth.
we don't see you again. We put
She-
together.
oh, we put together a little
sort of best of
thing.
moments.
Now I didn't make this one as long on that because it's just shirtless scenes of Chris Hemsworth.
This is
Right?
from Thor, the first one.
Well, no. So there's all of them. Like that.
Oh, okay,
That goes
okay.
longer. That's like a minute long of all of his shirtless scenes in the Avengers.
Okay.
Okay. But that's not objectifying and sexualizing and hypersexualizing men. You got all these women cheering. That's fine. Now, if you would have flipped that role and that was Scarlett in bathing suit pics, the world would have lost their fucking minds.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And like, don't get us wrong, guys. If you want to show Chris Hemsworth shirtless with his whatever or Chris Evans, fine. I don't care. I think it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Whatever you guys want to do to sell it, it's fine. But don't get pissed when they show Milly Alcock in a fucking skirt or any other or Gal Gadot in a skirt in oh, we like that. Okay,
First
shut
and
the
foremost,
fuck up then.
that's the most we've ever gotten. Is them in like Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot is in her skirt, her natural. Same thing with Milly Alcock, right? Her actual uniform, her costume from the comics, right? This is shirtless dudes, right? Now, I respect them. Like when you see Henry Cavill and all that, the guys that will put in the work to get in that kind of shape for these roles, right? I don't care. You can say they're using steroids, doesn't matter. You still have to fucking lift, right?
Absolutely,
Might be a lot easier, but you still have to fucking do the work, or at least some work. Okay. But the point is, like, they realize that's what sells, right? You got to be the beefed up motherfucker that's gonna, make the oh yeah, dude, that makes every guy want to go to the gym and every girl fucking cream their pants and all that stuff. That's the point, right? Is you make these characters, these godlike kind of characters that people strive to want to be like and all this. That's what sells. It doesn't matter whether it's man or woman.
Yeah, the scene in Man of Steel when after he saves the oil rig crew and he jumps in the water and he swims and he's you know, he I forget, does he grab like a pair of socks or something
He's trying
or
to get the
shirt off the
clothes off the
line?
line, but it's already raining, so then he goes
He's
and gets the men in the car.
he's he's ripped as fuck, right? I've seen reaction videos of literally just that scene alone with women reacting to this, right? Like, look at whatever makes the South Mouse salivate. They know to sell this stuff. They know to put it in the movies. It's there for a reason, and that's I'm fine with it because at least with Superman, it fits with his character, right? I'm not saying Supergirl in the new movie needs to be running around with a thong on. I'm saying if it's what the character's written as, then okay. Like, what are we doing? You
This
know?
is the thing. Most guys are like, dude, like you see the shirtless dude, you see Henry Cavill, you see Chris Hemsworth, like, dude, you got to go hit the fucking gym. And girls are fucking creaming their panties, and we're like, that's cool. Hey, whatever. It gets a little too
Yeah.
much like in Thor Love and Thunder. I'm like, I don't need to see some Hemsworth ass, but again, you didn't even get to see that. They show him naked in there, and yeah, reactors and all these girls are just fucking going crazy for it. Guys are like, all right, dude, put in the work, man. Hey, you take all the accolades you get and all this stuff. Girls, like Scarlett's in a fucking full bodysuit, and just because she's got the zipper down to here was like, oh my god, I was so hypersexualized on the set. Like, fuck you. Like, no, you're not. That's your outfit. Like Milly, and I'm not saying Milly Alcock said this, but like you and your fucking skirt and all this, because again, we don't really know what she was referencing as far as for
Right.
the comments she made, but like that's your fucking outfit that I'm sure you saw, and if you've read the fucking comics, that's what and you've watched any of the animated whatever, that's what
Right.
she fucking wears before you signed up for the gig.
Yeah. It's not like they just wrote this in at the last second. By the way, you're going to be doing a skirt scene. And it's like, whoa, I didn't know this was a thing. Come on now. I mean, yeah, no, no,
And
no.
it's a
That shit's out
Supergirl
the
movie. It's not like it's Game of Thrones where you're going to be almost guaranteed to be naked at some point.
Right.
Like, oh my god, you're in a fucking long skirt. Like, and again, not saying that's what she was complaining about, but the saying that women's bodies are owned and sexualized and all this other stuff, and like the control over women's bodies. You don't think the women are having the control over that man's body, like looking like that? That he's not, dude. I got to be in that kind of shape because that's what the people are expecting.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
all
think guys are
same
like, I need
thing.
to see? Yeah. Do you think guys are like, I'm not going to go see this unless Henry Cavill's got a shirt on? Do you think most guys are saying that? Doubtful. Do you think women are controlling that being put in the movie? Yes. Because the studio knows it's going to bring women to the theater. That's why it's in there. I don't know what you women think that why it's there. That's why it's there.
Because
I,
in Man of Steel, I love the movie Man of Steel, but if you cut out all the times he is shirtless and you just cut them out of the movie, it would, or put him in the suit or clothes, it would not have made any difference. I've still gone and seen the movie, still like this, but
yeah,
it did not change anything for me having the shirtless scenes, except make me feel
yeah.
bad about myself.
Right. Like
So I'm like,
it's not
fuck, I
in there
gotta
for
work out.
men. And that's
Um,
okay. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be there. I'm just saying, like you, like, why all this? Why are you virtue signaling over this? Why are you just bitching about this now like you didn't know this was the case? It's asinine. Anyway,
it's a lack of accountability of their actions and all this. We're not going to go into all that, but it's just I don't know, and that's why she got the backlash. Now, why she got backlash at the very beginning that spawned her saying these comments? Like, first off, again, there's a lot of people who really don't care about Supergirl. They would rather have the Superman movie, and this is a lot of people are going to look at this as just filler. I say a lot.
yeah,
There are going to be people that are going to
absolutely.
look at it as just filler. They may not like you and think you were the perfect person for this part. Everybody's got their fucking opinions. Trust me, we see it down in the comments section. And that's just a thing that's going to happen these days, especially with social media. Everybody's going to have their opinions on it. And then there are probably a lot of the backlash she was probably getting are just from the people that don't like James Gunn and are not going to like anything in the DCU and want the DCU back. Like, we've
Yep.
seen that with every single project that Gunn has put out in the DCU. That is just gonna happen.
Yeah, they'll find some little minute thing and latch onto it and use that the reason they hate it. And that whether they find that or they just pick whatever, like there's nothing you're going to do to change those people's minds, and that's okay. Every movie has this. Like
Especially
it is a thing.
nowadays, superhero movies, right? Whether it be on the DC or
Mhm.
Marvel side, every superhero movie right now is getting picked apart
Absolutely.
for everything right now. You
Yeah.
know, so that's a thing, and you got to be strong enough to accept that if you're going to be in those roles. You know, it's like
It's what was it, the one actor is like never take a superhero role or something like that. Like it was, I can't remember who it was or what the context of it was, but it was like that's where your career goes to die. Like it's it's a genre of movie that never gets nominated. I say never, usually never gets nominated for any awards. It's kind of like just it's a fun romp thing that you do in the summer most of the time to kind of fill the gap. It's not a I guess what I guess it's more of the hillbilly type thing, hillbilly type film of the film industry. Like they never get a nominate for anything. People look down on those films, the people who do them or write them or star them. Hollywood at the Oscars, they just kind of they're like
well, unless
redheaded
it's CG,
stepchildren.
like the first, you know, they
Yeah.
get nominated for special effects and sometimes like musical score, right? Because you look at Robert Downey Jr. in the MCU, he launched a multi-billion-dollar franchise, got no real like. At least I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying that I don't have the statistics here, but I don't think he ever got like actually won any awards for his playing Iron Man. Right? Immediately goes over to Oppenheimer. Boom. They get so many
Right.
awards. You know, it's the
Like,
superhero thing, right? That's
yeah.
it's yeah. You're doing those because and the thing is, the reason why I say it's also a career buster is because either you do really well and now you're typecast and nobody wants to see you in any role, but or
Mhm.
the bigger part is and it's kind of what this whole thing is. You're never going to please everybody. You're always
No.
going to have a subset of people that just hate what you did.
Yeah, they have preconceived notions before the movie they even see it about what like Oppenheimer, I highly doubt there's people that have preconceived notions how this movie should be, of how Oppenheimer should be acting, how the US and German scientists should be talking to each other. Like I highly doubt that. Maybe some historians, but most of the viewing audience doesn't give a shit about any of that. It's not historical context. No one like, well, actually, he was 5'2". You had him as 5'6" in that scene, and blah blah. It's just like that's probably not the case. People aren't doing that, but you get that with comic book films, right? You get that with the following that they have. Little minute details can throw the audience into a tizzy and backlash, as we've seen. You know, I mean, the fucking cape not being the right way and Superman or him not talking the right way. I mean, it's craziness.
So it looks like here, yeah, he's won something. He's won an award. It was like an MTV movie and TV award for best fights. That we don't count that, right?
Okay.
But then
No.
he won several for like Oppenheimer, Sherlock Holmes, actually like, multiples for Oppenheimer, Sherlock Holmes, all this stuff. So yeah,
I like Sherlock
no
Holmes. Mhm.
no real good awards. So yeah, I mean that's just it's one of those things. And this whole thing with the sexualization is just one of those things that happen. And especially the annoying part is you're coming into a category that's typically known for nerdy guys that are awkward. And
Oh yeah.
if you were back in the day when we were going through school and you were a nerd, man, you weren't getting any like it's those that yeah, that was your fantasy was the Wonder Womans and stuff because you weren't getting any pussy anywhere else, right? So you had to daydream it with superhero chicks and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? That was just the
Cheerleaders
thing.
weren't beating down my locker, you know what I mean?
Right?
Like
You know, you're lucky if you weren't getting stuffed in one, you know. So it's like,
yeah.
you know, that's kind of the thing. And then you're like, again, society just you need to change immediately. We don't agree with that, but we're fine with it if it's dudes and you're sexualizing them. That's fine. We're all devil. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get into that anymore. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this
Quincy
before we get
Arches.
canceled. Do what
Said he Quincy Arches.
exactly? White devil.
I couldn't help but notice that Equinsuarcha part. Did you just refer to me as White Devil?
This how they know you.
Leave that part out from now on.
This is how they know you. So, all right, guys, if you have made it with us this far, we apologize. But we thank you. Might as well go ahead and give the video a like, subscribing to the channel, and having the bell notifications clicked so you will get alerted as we continue this road down here. Because also, real quick, the Clayface trailer just released at CinemaCon, so we should hopefully be getting that. And one of the key words they said was body horror. So, yes.
So I was hoping more of not that, but with Clayface, I could see it. Like, I'm a fan of like Terrifier or Hostel's kind of but like Terrifier is wild as shit. So like the body horror to a degree, I can
Well,
get
because
behind. I was just
he's a blob
yeah,
of that. Like, I gotta
yeah.
imagine it's stuff like that, and probably in the beginning and what's going on.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Okay. I mean, I really want to see this. I really want to see this trailer because I'm a big horror fan, guys. So I hope this is good.
And like we've been doing with all the other trailers, we try to bring it out the same day as it released. We watch it with you. We don't watch it ahead of time. We will do the same thing with the Clayface trailer. And if you have the bell notifications clicked, you will get alerted when that drops. So, Mantis, do you have anything else?
Yeah, none of the views expressed on our show anyway reflects Cadmus Media Group's. So just want to make sure everyone knows that.
Yes, that is 100%. Thank you for doing that. This is our own personal opinions and in no way reflect Cadmus Media Group's feelings, thoughts on the subject matter. So now that we got legal out of the way, that is going to do it for us on this episode of You, Me, and DC before our show gets canceled. Until next time, guys, we'll see you then.
Later.